Okay, HBL win the toss. They kick this up. Thanks very much, Arthur. Enjoy a healthy retirement.
Just about set for this Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Big men about to go up. Big Wilson it is with the tap, early tap for HBL going to the right of your radio dial. The big man gets it automatically to centre half forward where there's instantly congestion. And the umpire will eventually blow a whistle, call it back. And we'll have a ball up at centre half forward for HBL. Big Wilson, so impressive in 2019. That's a big fist over the top and immediately finds Goff. Goff tried to tap it to his own advantage a couple of times and then was met with his opposite number one in Ty Denton. Keenly contested in there as well was Joel Avery. Magpies eventually managed to get the ball into clear possession. Not that clear of possession, but certainly was a ball thrown on to boot, and it'll be out of bounds about 70 metres around from goal. Bit of passion early in this game, Nigel. Everyone looks up and about.
A couple of big fellas going at it in the ruck as well as Wilson wins his third knock for the game so far. It comes out to Busselton. They've got numbers here to get it out of defence. It comes over to Goff. He's been prominent early. He lays a nice little kick up the wing and he finds there in Gregson. Gregson goes inboard looking for Daring, who's run off Wilson. Or the ball just drops in front of his feet. He goes for the tackle, but Harvey mop it up and they should get out of trouble here.
Certainly should, mate. Chell went to ground just a touch too easy there, and now HBL suddenly in a fair bit of trouble at centre half back. Comes to Derrick. Derrick can't work his way forward for the Magpies. HBL a quick kick forward and a quick clearance from centre half back. And a 2-on-1 in the middle of the ground. Buslinger, what can he do? Spins around beautifully. Time, space, well done. Had a teammate who had a few yards on a Magpies opponent. Well intercepted there initially by Ty Denton. Body-on-body contact there at centre-half back for the Magpies. And now it's Busselton with a touch of space as Avery works the ball out to the outer side of the ground. Got a runner on. And he, in turn, has a lead that's honoured from Whitehead. Whitehead on the outer wing. Stops, props, assessing options, looking for a lead, looking for a runner. Whitehead goes back inboard to centre half forward. Chinnery, attempted mark, noted goal kicker. They need a big afternoon from him today. Steaming out of centre half back, though. It is a clearing kick for HBL, only as far as Kobe Howell, who's waiting there. And he's got a runner, a Magpies teammate there ready for him. Avery, who's been busy early, the vice-captain, goes back inboard. It's a little grubber kick. Works to the advantage of Malavisi. Malavisi's quick kick to Chinnery. Good mark. Just turning around and taking that one with his back towards the play. And the big man, Chinnery, he's already got 60 goals so far in this 2019 season of footy. Takes a very good mark, Nigel.
Yeah, well, Goff got injured in that contest there, and as he come off, I think it was Howell that run straight on, and Harvey Brunswick picked him out, which has set up the opening shot on goal for this game through Chinnery, who's obviously a noted goal kicker, so we should be able to put this one through from about 35 metres out.
Had a big year, the leading goal kicker at this level of footy, Chinnery, for his 61st for the year to get the first in this massive contest here. First goal on the board to the Busselton Magpies in the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Fantastic. That is the opening score on the Triple M Smalls Bar scoreboard. Busselton 1 goal 6. HBL yet to score. Good start from Chinnery.
Oh, great start. And he just looks like a bloke. If he can get the ball in his hands, he's going to do the job as far as finishing goes. So excellent work there by Busselton going up the commentary side wing. And, Chinnery finished off some really good passions of play.
An imposing presence, isn't he? And the way that he just worked his opponent under the ball in that marking contest was magnificent. And
his direct opponent is an imposing fella as well, Aaron. So that should be a good contest as the day goes on. They're both pretty big guys. So look forward
that's
to
very
that
diplomatically correct of us. Imposing. Another man imposing himself in this contest early is Wilson. His tap work all year has been fantastic. Initially went down to a teammate, but the umpires found a free kick, and it's going to be to the advantage of Busselton. They work their way forward through Gregson. Gregson only went as far as his opposing number, big man Wilson, dropped back. Couldn't take a clear mark. Got it off to a teammate who managed to get a kick forward. It's a Busselton slap forward by Kobe Howell, though. Almost in the back there. Cameron Thompson came in pretty hard. Kobe Howell was up to the task. His second effort was fantastic, and so was the little Boonar Nar off the side. Comes down to Tyler Patterson, one of their best players. Busselton. Oh, Chinnery again! Oh, magnificent. Oh, but he's given away a kick. Oh, I thought he'd done a good job there. Worked his opponent under the ball just a touch too much there, Nige.
He did. I didn't quite see that, but the umpire called him. That was terrific work by Howell right in front of the commentary box.
Magnificent, a 2-on-1 contest, and comes off hands right in front of the interchange bench here. And tension high early in this game of footy. Good skills on display so far.
Yeah, Busselton just seem to have the edge at the moment, but there's a long way to go in this game.
No doubt about that. Initial contest was won by Wilson, got it down to a Lions teammate. The ball hard up on the boundary line, and again we'll have a throw in. Strano seeing the ball over there. Another noted goal kicker.
Yeah, terrific last week, Strano. I watched that game. He was excellent. Great player.
So they'll be looking for a big afternoon from him today. One of their many avenues to goal, HBL. This contest, though, 3-on-1, stacks on the mill there. Some fierce tackling pressure here, not far away from the interchange bench in that commentary position here at Hands Oval. And the umpire will take it back again. 6 points in the early going. 6 minutes gone in this contest to the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Wilson again, so many taps already. The man who was a judge best player at this level of footy in 2019. You can see why. Imposing, a word we've used already,
He's a very
Nigel.
imposing man, but Harvey Brunswick need to take advantage of his ruck work. He's nearly run every ruck knock so far in this game.
His ruck work's fantastic, and his agility is surprising as well. That's a wonderful tackle there by Brock McCormack. So this will go to the advantage of HBL. They go to the fat side of the ground. Didn't have a runner to advantage there, though. Jed Schaller was back there first for Busselton. The tackling pressure was good by the Lions. Reece Gelmy, who's played a bit of footy above this level as well, so he'll be another important player for HBL today. And it's he who will have the kick on the wing to try and send HBL forward to get their goal in this first quarter of footy for Smalls Bar. Umpires found a kick. Busselton player down as well.
Just got brought down in the marking contest there, but HBL were lucky to get away with that kick across the ground was off the side of the boot, so Busselton will reload and try and put that ball forward once again.
Bit proppy, the Magpies player there too, eventually getting up to his feet to take the kick, but certainly not quickly. That's a decent kick, inboard, middle of the ground. Finds Patterson. Patterson just assessing options. Has a runner on short, doesn't want him, goes to true centre half forward. Pack forms. It was Hislop, a good player, who went up there for the Magpies. Doing the power of good work in there was Buslinger for the Lions, though. Judged holding the ball. Ooh. So a big call that there by the umpire. And Chinnery it is who will send the Magpies forward. Goes deep into the forward line and a good mark taken. No free kick given away. No. Kick's paid. Plays on the Magpies player there in Beckett. That all happened very thick and fast. Still with a chance here through Hislop, though. Busselton evades a couple of would-be tacklers. Potentially that was high. Ball spills out to Malavisi. His shot on goal is only a behind. So, some concerted inside 50 footy for Busselton there, though. Malavisi spread shot. Sees the Magpies go to 1-1-7. HBL yet to score. The Lions, the little play on from the goal square number. Good distribution of the footy and a good mark taken there indeed by Cameron Thompson at half-back for HBL. Urges his teammates to give him a run. That's gone off the side of the boot. That one pretty much sends it straight in the direction of his own interchange bench over the boundary line. That will be a free kick to Busselton. And they'll look to go back inside 50 again. Joel Avery, who's been good. Couple of touches already for the vice-captain.
Yeah, just let himself down there. Took a really good mark, Harvey Brunswick, and then kicked it out in the full, which allows Busselton to go forward once again.
Avery's kick, no clear mark taken. Patterson was onto it pretty quickly, though, and the HBL players in turn were on top of him, fiercely tackled, and 40 metres out from the Busselton goal will have a ball up. 7-point ball game early in this Resi's Grand Final. 9-minute mark of the first quarter, thanks to Smalls Bar. HBL, quick bit of soccer footy from that ball up. That was intelligent. At the fall of the ball down there, it was well taken, and little hand pass given out to a running player there. They're on here now, HBL. McCormack with the footy in the middle of the ground. Tries to work the man on the mark around. Did pretty well in the end. Thompson, ball just was a cruel bounce for him. Ended up in the hands of Brent Roberts for Busselton, and Avery again. Everywhere at the moment. Very, very good. Perhaps 4 or 5 touches early. Avery's inboard kick, pretty good. Well weighted. Finds a teammate on in Regan Bell. Bell kicks into the middle of the ground. And put his teammate under a fair bit of pressure, but the pressure was fierce. There was 2 HBL players who were ready and waiting there, and the umpire found a kick. Almost a little bit of what to do, as you want to be careful doing that. You don't want to reverse the kick. Busselton footy though. And it was Shayla who took that kick, passed it to Avery. Avery goes further afield, not that far further afield, barely 15 metres that kick to Malavisi in the centre of the ground, but they're just working the ball, trying to get the option that they want here. Busselton looking for Chinnery, big pack around him though, and a clearing kick away from HBL, goes back into the middle of the ground. 2-on-1 contest. Williamson for Busselton, middle of the ground. Can't take clear possession. Can now, though. Puts Busselton into the clear. Leading forward comes out. Little give is wonderful. Running on, shot on goal from the Magpies. Oh, that's just sprayed, though. So they're peppering the goals. 3 shots on goal already. 1 goal, 2-8 HBL yet to score on the Smalls Bar scoreboard.
They just need to put some scoreboard pressure on the amount of inside 50s they've had in the first 10 minutes. They really need to score here.
They're up and about, aren't they, the Maggies?
They are. They just need to make the most of their forward opportunities, so they might get another chance here. Big
mark almost taken there for Busselton, but HBL have done pretty well ultimately off half-back. And as they try to transition the ball through the middle of the ground, they've had it stolen off them, though. Regan Bell doing some good work in the middle of the ground there for Busselton. Little give was good to Beckett. Beckett up and under kick, but it went far enough to Shayla, who's starting to look busy as well. Shayla on the far side of the ground. What can Busselton do to present him an option? Goes back to go forward, gave up about 20 metres in the opposite direction in an effort to maintain disposal. A little bit of chip passing going on here. They seem very intent on just slowing things down and maintaining possession. Now through Harvey Golding on the far side of the ground. Golding going a bit longer now into attack for Busselton. At the back of the pack, it's Jordan McCormack. What can he do for HBL? Immediately besieged upon. Oh, Busselton player was met very, very heavily there. Some high contact. And that will be a shot on goal. So not the easiest of kicks. Bit of an angle. 45 metres out from goal. Be a good kick from there to dob this one. But as you said a moment ago, Knights, they need to start making the most of these inside 50s.
Yeah, they do, and they've had all the play, so they need to put it on the scoreboard. But they're just first to the ball at the moment. That's why they're getting the free kicks. So
they're looking good
how he goes.
In general play. Coming in now. Shot on goal is just going to go off to the right. So 1 goal, 3, 9. HBL yet to score. Smalls Bar scoreboard. 12-minute mark of this first quarter of the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. They just seem to have all the running early in this first quarter, don't they, Nige? Busselton at the moment? Very much up and about.
In Harvey's defence, they haven't put him away. They haven't put it on the scoreboard. So Harvey is still in the game. They get a goal here against a trend of play. They're right back in the game.
Good call. Great mark taken there by Keegan Fortescue on the hard up on the boundary line at half-back. Wasn't the best kick, though. Zach Conroy for Busselton has cut that off pretty well. And he's going to go back into the middle of the ground. And as they have so far through this first 10 minutes of footy, they've maintained disposal pretty well. Chris Hutchins with the kick into the forward line there. He was looking for Beckett. Beckett couldn't take the mark. And his HBL opponent could. So they worked the ball laterally off half-back. This is where HBL have been a bit wayward. Looking for options going back through the midfield. Ball taken there by Conroy again for Busselton. Can't get a clear kick away. Coming in there was Chandler for HBL. Plenty of pressure on, and the umpire says we'll have a ball up.
If that ball had sat up, Harvey Brunswick were away then, but not to be early stages of this game, but they're right back in if they get a goal here.
Football's a cruel mistress sometimes, Nige, with that bounce of the footy, isn't it, eh?
That's why we love the game, Aaron.
Absolutely. A little bit of mystery. You never quite know what's going to happen. Exactly. Tough contest there, bit of stacks on the mill. And Braden Prentice, it is, with a big tackle there on Chris Hutchins. So Hutchins takes the ball straight out of the ruck. Couldn't get it any further than Jamie Crane. It'll be important for HBL today. Crane's little grubber kick went up to the half-forward flank. It was slapped around there by Bicknell. Bicknell was worked under the ball pretty well. And Busselton go in the boundary line direction. Stays just inside the field of play for Chell. Chell for HBL. Passed it to Crane. Crane tried the don't argue, but was pushed over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in.
Just like Crane's just starting to impose himself on the game as well, Aaron. Just say, let's get these boys going. So he was terrific last week.
Played a lot of footy, Crane, and he's got that sort of strong body. You can just sort of see there with the attempted don't argue. He could be very influential the further this game goes. Here's Lott for Busselton, has a quick shot on goal. Oh, that was very close. They worked the ball forward very quickly then, the Maggies. And here's Lott's kick on goal. Very nearly made it home. So peppering the goals again. As we've already said a couple of times, they've got to make the most of this early ascendancy. These inside 50s, HBL slingshot the ball forward very, very quickly out of defence, but not with a great deal of clarity. Busselton have done pretty well there through Jed Shayla, and Shayla gets a quick kick to half forward. Went pretty high, but had a teammate there providing an option. 2-on-2 in the forward line for Busselton. What can they do? It's a bit grubby, a bit scrubby, but an up and under kick goes in the Joel Avery direction. They work laterally in an effort to maintain possession, and Avery's got the footy just on the paint of 50. Looks like he's considering having a shot, but he's also looks a little touch indecisive. In two minds here, Avery, as to whether or not to take a shot on goal or to pass it off. Pretty
he's got the leg here, but he's been terrific early. Gives
it a roost. Not a bad effort. Goes to the top of the square. Comes off hands. And another rush behind. All the play in that Busselton inside 50.
3 or 4 really good looks, Aaron, early in the game that they should have done better. So let's just hope that doesn't come back to bite them later.
1 goal, 5 on the scoreboard so far, Knights. They probably should have at least 3 goals to be really fair.
Easy.
HBL at half back. Oh, good bit of work there from Brock McCormack. Danced around an opponent easily. They've got numbers on. Goes through Prentice. Prentice, well-weighted kick into the forward line. Body work fantastic by HBL. Couldn't capitalise on it with a good mark. Good defence there from Keeble. Keeble had a teammate on whose little gift to Denton was magnificent. Denton rocking the nude nut. Like it. Pass to Avery. Avery. He's had leather poisoning so far in this first quarter of footy. Avery. Good kick. Has a teammate on in the middle of the ground. Busslinger came on to put some pressure on, but Gregson took a good mark. Stuart Gregson goes to centre half forward. Good kick. Oh, almost 50. Some late contact there from HBL. Umpire says no, that's a well-weighted mark, but made to earn it, no doubt about that. Busselton kick to full forward. Big attempted pack mark. Oh, really, really good on the third bite of the cherry. Chinnery, if you don't mind. Big mitts went up early and then just did a little, well, it was like a second or third bite of the cherry in the slips. That was good.
He's been terrific. Great target up forward. And for as good as Busselton's field kicking has been, they really need to finish off down in front of goal.
This is a pretty easy shot for a man of his ability. Or have we put the mocker on him? Have we put the mocker on him? No, he's got it. Good stuff. Good stuff. They needed that one. They've certainly had all the play. But just to straighten them up a little bit, Chinnery, good effort. Gets his second. 2 goals, 5-17. Busselton. HBL yet to score. So Busselton with all of the running in this first quarter of footy, thanks to Smalls Bar. Chinnery looks good. Busselton look good.
Busselton look really good. And Harvey Brunswick desperately need a goal now just before quarter time. So just to get themselves back in the game, they're not out of it, of course. It's only early, but they really need one here just to settle their nerves. They look a bit panicky. And, yeah, once they get that, I think they'll be fine.
So intriguing contest here. 17 minutes gone in the first quarter of footy in this Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Big Wilson won all the taps so far. This is no exception. Can it this time go to the advantage of a Lions teammate? Not initially. Some good contested work in there by Daring for the Magpies. And the umpire will take it back and we'll have another ball up.
That's probably been the most disappointing thing from Harvey's point of view, is that their ruck work from Wilson's been outstanding.
He needs some mates, doesn't he? Yeah, he needs some runners. Good work this time by HBL. Oh, fist was huge. A flying fist came through from the Magpies, and Bicknell came through, steaming through to try and attack the footy as well. But Magpies have got all the answers at the moment here at halfback, and they've got a runner out on the far side as well. Well, was a runner initially, but certainly a player free. But they seem pretty intent to just stop and prop and maintain possession. Very interesting strategy here. Kobe Howe came through with a big fist for Busselton, and they've worked the ball further forward again, looking for some valuable real estate in the David Whitehead direction. HBL are up to task this time, though. That's a big booming kick out of defence to a big pack that formed there. Sarah Vitti at the fall of the ball. What can he do? They've just got all the answers at the moment, Busselton. Conroy steaming out of defence, going in the Hislop direction. Can't take a mark. Well done there, the Magpies. Little interception. This goes in the Chinnery direction again. Oh, went hard. And a couple of players went there hard there. The big body of Chinnery making a bit of an impact in that contest. But umpires found a kick here, and it is absolutely going to be well within range for Busselton. Say well within range. It'll be Patterson with the kick. It's going to be right on 50, but he's straight in front.
Chinnery nearly took out his own man there, Aaron, but his attack on the ball, you can't dispute that. And this guy is a player as talking to his coach earlier on today.
Steaming through like that, Chinnery could have taken out a 1981 station wagon. He was going through like a freight train. I like it. I like it.
This guy's got a good leg on him. He might make the distance from here.
Good leg on him. Good set of good ball winning ability. Good hair. Jealous. Patterson shot on goal. Not going to make the distance. Oh, Chinnery in the square takes the easiest of Mark's wheels around and kicks his third, having an impact early. The big man like it a lot. He's sending his opposite number back up the ground too with a bit of cheek. So.
It was nearly an uncontested mark, really.
Essentially, yeah.
That ball at the top of the goal square, doesn't matter what grade of footy you play, just puts a lot of pressure on defenders, and Chinnery gets his third for the quarter, so they're really going to have to lock down on him.
He's having an influence, isn't he?
A big influence, so to speak, Aaron.
so to figuratively speaking, Nige. Yeah, I like it. Put him down for 10.
Well, he's on his way.
He's on track.
He's on track.
I've been known to go the early crow before. That's all right. If you're a Magpies fan, this is exactly the start you wanted in this reserves contest. They win the tap that time. For the first time, Wilson's won every other tap so far, but no clear advantage. No midfielder getting on the bike, getting ready there. Probably took him a bit by surprise. Wilson's been winning all of these taps so far in this first quarter of footy. 21 minutes gone in the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final as HBL try to work it towards half forward. It is Roberts for the Magpies who met the ball fiercely initially and did good work to send it to the advantage of the Magpies. Denton did well to get it to Patterson. Patterson was cheeky, played on quickly, had a bounce, went in the Chinnery direction. He's got Sayborn on him there at the moment. Sayborn, good agility, had a teammate helping him out there. Bounced off a Lions teammate's leg, and we will have some contested footy there as the pack forms at the inside at the 50-metre mark. Actually, it's going to go. It's a free kick to HBL. Didn't quite see what that was for.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He maybe because he dived on the ball and took his legs out, possibly.
Yeah,
but
possibly.
They'll be happy with that, HBL, I'm sure.
Well, they'll be absolutely happy to get a kick at the moment. This is where they've been falling down off half-back, trying to work the ball through the midfield, where Busselton have been up to every task and challenge set for them so far. Crowd getting involved down here on boundary level to play right near the interchange gates. Good to see so many people here in attendance for this Reserves Grand Final. Big Wilson with the tap. Denton went up as well. Oh, went with the soccer off the ground. That was almost soccering in danger. How hard's tight. Denton going. Goes and wins his own footy. Went to Patterson. Patterson couldn't keep it in. Hard up on the boundary line. Goes off hands and we'll have another throw in.
They just got all the answers at the moment. They're first at the footy. They're hard at the footy. They're disciplined. So, yeah. Harvey Brunswick really need to get their style of play back into the game and get one goal before quarter time.
Well, they need to switch on as we are very much deep in this first quarter of footy for Smalls Bar. Kick wayward near the boundary line. We'll have another ball in. Yeah, Maggie's fans would be up and about. 3 goals, 5-23. HBL, universally regarded as the best team throughout the season, of course. Yet to score. Turn up for the books here at Hands Oval. Busselton's massive second half of the season has continued here in this first quarter of a massive grand final contest. It's Busselton, 3 goals, 5-23. HBL yet to score. Massive contest here in the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Second quarter on the way for you right after this. Triple M, Rock's Local Footy. Second quarter just about to get underway here at Hands Oval. Bit of a cool breeze just blowing across the ground. Or maybe that was Daniel Crane just leaving. Daniel Crane.
I think that's what it was.
Leachy and Craney leaving the door open. Daniel Crane. That's funny. Second quarter of footy. Big men fly there. That time Bicknell with trying to work the ball to advantage for HBL. Goes to centre half forward. Immediately they're looking much better in this second quarter of footy. Bicknell's kick to full forward. Running around. A quick shot on goal. Oh, Cale Westerway spun around. Had a very, very quick snap on goal. And automatically HBL up and about in this second quarter of footy. Kick their first point. Busselton, 3 goals, 5-23. HBL 1 point on the City and Regional Fuels scoreboard. Of course, City and Regional Fuels with a new standalone truck stop at Wimbridge Drive, Picton, with easy access and suitable for diesel trucks and light vehicles.
Yeah, they probably got a little bit of a rev up at quarter time, so it's a good way to respond. Yeah, let's see how they go from here on in.
Fair to say, that was a booming kick as well out of defence there for Busselton. Oh, love to see that. Attacking footy here by the Magpies. It's intercepted at half-back for the Lions. Tackling pressure was good though, and so was the bump coming in there from the side. Was it a touch high? No, it was holding the ball. So well done, Busselton Footy Club, locking the ball in that forward half. Wonderful attacking pressure. Kick going up in the Chinnery direction. Someone used Chinnery as a stepladder down there that time. That was entertaining. HBL in defence. Go the loose hand pass. Goes in the Jamie Crane direction. As we've said more than once today, they need a big game from him today. Crane went looking for Goff, and they couldn't quite work the ball out of defence. Chinnery now throwing that body around again, and Busselton locking it in the forward half. And are they going to have a shot on goal? Yes, they are. It's going to be holding the ball. That was that call. Oof, well done. Good pressure by Chinnery. And the big man's going to take another shot. Wow.
Having a day out early, isn't he? So it's probably his 5th or 6th shot on goal.
At every contest, he's wielding an influence. You have those days where sometimes nothing goes wrong. Chinnery looks like he's having one of those today. So concerted effort, bit of a mongrel off the boot. Geez, tell you what, give the bloke a rev up. That was an average kick. That was a helicopter of a kick. That's probably his worst kick for the year.
There's probably more shin than boot in that kick, but look, he's been terrific so far.
Off the shin from Chinnery. Just a minor score that time. Busselton 3 goals, 6-24. HBL 1 point on the City and Regional Fuels scoreboard. HBL try to work it off half-back in congestion there. Good work by Cameron Thompson. Worked it further afield to Bicknell. Bicknell under all sorts of pressure now. Stacks on the mill and holding the ball. Poor Busselton, fierce, strong intent. Bit of what to do down there as well. Patterson coming in going, get out of there, fellas. I like it. As long as we keep it within the rules of the game. Harvey Golding kicks inboard to a player steaming through the middle of the ground in Captain Keeble. Keeble couldn't get the ball to his advantage. HBL have the numbers in defence, and they'll work the ball out onto the wing where Bicknell is waiting. He's got a paddock in front of him. What can he do? Had a paddock in front of him, but Shayla was imposing himself late in the piece. Put him under a little bit of pressure, and it was Daniel Tam taking a good mark in defence for Busselton. So again, all the answers in defence. Busselton, good kick back to centre half back there, as Busselton look to maintain possession. Clever use of the footy. Kicks it out into space for Keeble. Keeble, numbers fast approaching. Gave a little hand pass inboard. Very, very intelligently done. And as they have done very successfully throughout most of this game, Busselton maintain possession, as seems to be their order of the day. Although, say that's something of a wayward kick going in the direction of Bicknell. He's immediately tackled fiercely. And the umpire will take it back.
Their game plan too, Aaron, to maintain possession and just make
it's very noticeable, isn't it?
Yeah. For every kick. So far, so good for the Busselton Magpies.
Absolutely. Happy just to massage the ball around, go laterally if required as well. This time for HBL Chandler, attacking the ball very quickly. Only goes as far as Harvey Golding. Golding's second follow-up effort was fantastic. Had assistance from Denton. Denton pushed out of the way. And Malavisi back there for Busselton. Looks like he's going to get a kick. No, it's going to go in the HBL direction. So can they create from half-back this time, HBL? Little pass. Oh, put Shepherd under a fair bit of pressure there. Not sure if that was a kick or a mark, but Shepherd it is with the footy. Half-back, HBL. Sold some candy to Patterson on the mark. Not the easiest thing to do, but very well done there. Kicked in the Bicknell direction. Bicknell was worked under the footy. Conroy was up to the task. Was flight of foot there and found Avery, who's already had a fair bit of the footy this afternoon. Avery, well-weighted kick, a ripper there to Hislop. Hislop's got a bit of a run on. Not to Chinnery this time. Another man steaming out of the forward line there takes a very easy mark on the lead. And that was good play from Busselton. So they're continuing their good form in this second quarter of footy. 5 minutes gone, thanks to City and Regional Fuels. Very well-weighted effort that. Tell you what, if they kick this, suddenly it's a 29-point margin early in this grand final contest. Umpire doesn't move if you don't mind. Wow, good kick of the footy there. Magnificent work. Busselton are absolutely up and about. And as we say, a 29-point lead thanks to City and Regional Fuels. Wow, Nigel Reeve.
Oh, they've just been terrific, and we've mentioned it many a time early in the call, Aaron. Their field kicking's been terrific, but I'm impressed with Avery on the wing. It just seems to be their link-up man. Has had a huge amount of the footy in the first quarter and a half of this grand final, and if they don't shut him down and Chinnery and the like down forward, then Harvey Brunswick at half-time could find themselves in real trouble.
He's using it well too, absolutely. Well, you don't want to go the too early a crow here with 6 minutes gone in this second quarter of footy, but certainly Busselton with all of the running. Wilson it is with the tap, not to clear advantage at the fall of the ball down there. Golding being good, starting to wield some influence. Almost went to the advantage of Chell. Denton was down there for the Magpies, but it will be HBL who get a clearing kick to centre half forward. No mark taken. Shepherd trying to impose himself on the contest. Couldn't break through. Neither could Strano. Need to get him involved. Crane comes in to provide some assistance. And down there in defence for the Magpies, Tam. Looks like he's going to win himself the footy. Umpires found a kick, so Daniel Tam. Clever little
bit
kick.
About Daniel Tam. He played for Dean Mill down in the last Southwest. He's a great player with a good leg. So another left footer for Busselton. Terrific player.
As if on cue, sold his teammate into all sorts of trouble there in the centre of the ground.
I'll talk to him about that after the game.
You can take it up with him, Nigel. I like it. But no, certainly I'll take your word for it, mate, that he's a young player of promise. He's done a few good things already, involved in a passage of play just before that. So let's hope he has a big game of footy here today. Ball back in the centre of the ground. Wilson about to contest and win another ruck tap. Equal to the task, though. The Busselton Magpies at the moment, they knew where that was going, and then the quick kick forward has been taken by Mason Hislop. Wow, what a belter that was. Going back with the flight of the footy. Just enough body work to work his opponent under the footy. Going in the Beckett direction down there.
He's hurt himself.
Beckett was leading deep into the pocket. What's he done?
A hamstring, I think.
A hammy or they call it a hip pointer. Certainly hobbling around. Doesn't look real flash. Ooh, not good at all. In any event, umpire throws it back in. Gelmier was down there. A number of players for HBL at the fall of the ball, and they'll attack. Very good bit of pacey footy there, and a quick kick out of defence going in the direction of Petropolis. Had a teammate there to provide some assistance, who was very well tackled by Blake Williamson for the Magpies. A bit of what to do down there. Thank you very much. Regan Bell.
And players gone straight across the boundary line too. I think his day might be just about done.
Bit of a conversation down there with a few of the boys. Bit of passion. Like to see that, as we said earlier, as long as it's all within the confines of the game.
It's probably working out who's on who, Aaron, I'd say.
Yeah,
Give him the benefit of the doubt on that
a little bit of a chat. Am I your man? Someone else's. Wilson with the tap over the top. Goes to Bell. Bell slaps it to himself. Jordan Goff got involved there as well too. A Goff second effort there to lay some body on young Tam was fantastic. Denton ended up getting it for. Wasn't Denton, in fact. It was Bell. It was a good mark taken there by Busselton. This now is Denton leading out of full forward. He was tackled well by Chell. Pressure was good from HBL. But they just can't get clear disposal away. Denton, he's found a little bit of space, goes deep into the forward line, and Chinnery. Good mark, taken on the chest. Almost cops one on the head on the way through to Chinnery. He's having a day, isn't he? He's having a day.
You've got to make the most of these, and so far he has. But, geez, I'm impressed with Ty Denton as well. He's hard at the footy, and he's been terrific so far.
Yeah, you don't look like you need to give him too much space for Denton to have an effect. Chinnery comes in and sprays that one. So 3 in the first quarter to Chinnery, 2 points in the second. But certainly getting some opportunities, demonstrative of the entire Busselton scoreboard, which indeed at the moment, 4 goals, 7, 31 to HBL 1 point. That on the City and Regional Fuels scoreboard. City and Regional Fuels with a new standalone truck stop at Wimbridge Drive, Picton, with easy access and suitable for diesel trucks and light vehicles. Play on the far side of the ground now. HBL looking to create. They have a runner on the far side. No, they don't. That ball out of bounds.
I think that was Beckett that hurt himself in that last contest down there, Aaron. So
how's he looking?
He comes straight off the ground, so I think he might know that today might be
Does it look like a hammy?
It looked like a hammy.
Yes, no good.
Being the doctors that we are.
That's right. You're. I didn't realise that, Nigel. You're a member of the medical fraternity.
Well,
could come in handy later on in the day.
Today I am.
Oh, right, yeah. Got a day pass?
Yes.
From a Wheaties box.
Yeah, that's it.
I like it. Very good. Ball in Busselton hands at half-back. Defensive 50-metre arc. Little pass is good to Daniel Tam. Since you mentioned that you had a bit to do with him, he's starting to get involved.
Yeah, no, I did coach him down in the last SWFL, so he's a great player.
Very good.
And so is this bloke.
It's
been terrific.
Little pass there to a Busselton teammate on the far side of the ground. Oh, a well-weighted kick and a wonderful mark. Geez, everything they're touching at the moment turns to goal, Busselton, except for maybe some wayward kicking on goal. They're up and about. They are looking $1 million, although that time the ball in HBL hands on the half-back line. Lions desperately need to get a goal. This is better. They come back inboard, middle of the ground. They've got to play a loose and try to kick it out in front of a running teammate there in Brock McCormack. He's intercepted well, though, from the Busselton Magpies. They're looking pretty well organised in defence. Tam again. Couldn't get clear disposal that time. He's had his pocket picked by the Lions, and this is the first goal of the afternoon for HBL. Wonderful little roving opportunity, if you don't mind. Like that a lot. They're on the board in the goals department now, HBL. 31 plays, 7 on the city and regional field scoreboard.
Yeah, well, Tam just made a rare mistake, and it's pretty much handballed it straight to Bicknell. And to say Harvey Brunswick needed that one's an understatement, but that might spark them up a bit. They really desperately need to get on top in the middle. As far as Wilson, he's completely on top, but their on-ballers need to read his ruck work and drive that ball forward and see if they can get 2 or 3 in a row and get themselves back into this game.
Got to take him any way you can get him, and that one sort of coming from an unforced error from Busselton, but as you said there, mate, that could just be the spark they need. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Big Wilson. Not necessarily winning the tap that time, but does go to the advantage of HBL. Quick kick to centre half forward where Petropolis has an opportunity. He's quickly met solidly, and the umpire will take the ball back. Just back of the centre square.
Clever kick there by Harvey Brunswick too for that last goal, just to put it in open space and put the pressure on Busselton defenders.
Tap one there by Wilson, went down to Gregson for Busselton, but his possession only as far as Bustlinger, who's got support there for HBL, as this next forward sortie goes to the advantage of Cameron Thompson. His kick to full forward is good! And a good mark taken there. Saborn, strong, like it. Made the move forward, Saborn, after starting in defence.
And he should know where the goals are, Aaron, without taking the mickey out of him, because he's a direct opponent in the first quarter, kicked 3 down that end. So he should have no dramas kicking this one.
Just shy of Mickey. That's factual. We like that. Truth in broadcasting. Saborn, his kick on goal, perfect. And HBL, the comeback's on. Just shorten that margin a little bit. 31 plays, 13, 4 goals, 7 to 2 goals, 1 on the city and regional field scoreboard.
And all of a sudden, consecutive goals, even though you hadn't kicked one for a quarter and a half, the game's back on. So if they can get a third one in a row here, and, they're right back in the game coming into half-time.
As we said, momentum. Wonderful thing in football.
It is.
Just swung a little bit here at Hands Oval. And as we've also said today, what a ripping day we have for footy. Still plenty of time for you to make your way down here and check out the league grand final later in the day, or indeed make your way down here for the second half of this contest, which is starting to turn into a pretty good game of footy, although Busselton had all the early running. HBL starting to make their run.
Well, they didn't finish on top for no reason, did they? So you'd expect them to make a really good effort here.
Good call. Centre square infringement. It's going to go to HBL's advantage. So, as we said, momentum has shifted. Wilson with the quick hand pass to Strano. Strano's kick to centre half forward. Pack forms. Initially looked like it was going to be Conroy down there for Busselton to take the mark. Magpies at the fall of the ball. Sweeping hand pass goes in the Avery direction. He's been very good this afternoon. This is a little around the corner number that's punched out of bounds by Bustlinger for the Lions. And it will be the umpire's ball on the far side of the ground.
It's all about momentum, as you said, Aaron, and Harvey just have their tails up at the moment. So let's see if they can capitalise on this little bit of momentum that they've got. 18
points the margin here in the 15-minute mark, at the 15-minute mark of this second quarter of footy in the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Forward sortie from HBL deep in the pocket. Well intercepted by Regan Bell in defence down there, going back with the flight chest mark. Good bit of defensive work there by the young man. Kicks to a contest where there was a couple of big bodies for HBL, confusing that one, and it is ending up. Well, it looked like HBL were going to attack there, but ultimately intercepted well by the Magpies.
Yeah, I think HBL spoiled each other there, but at least their
Everybody
attack on
spoiled
the
each
ball
other,
is
yeah.
picked up, so that's a positive.
Absolutely. 70 metres around from the HBL goal. As we've said, momentum has shifted in this second quarter of footy. Quickly onto the footy there was Petropolis. His cycle attempt not bad. Shepherd starting to get involved. Could have used a Shepherd on that occasion. He was met solidly and tackled over the boundary line.
So one thing I've noticed in reserves footy, if they make their mind up to do something, they usually follow it through, whether the ball's there or not. So I expect that to be the same for the rest of the game today.
Very diplomatically put, Nigel. I like it. Well done. Ball thrown back in by the umpire to no one's clear advantage. Just back of the 50-metre arc. We'll take it back and another very quick ball up. 18 points the margin. Wilson, as he has done so often today and indeed this season. Quick tap over the top. No one's advantage. A little bit of a stalemate here on the far side of the ground on the half-forward flank. 50-metre arc. Ball out of bounds again.
I'm impressed with the quality of the game so far. If they can maintain this, is a ripping game of footy so far.
Well, you called it early, mate, when Busselton had that early running. You said they had to make the most of those opportunities because we know that HBL have played some compelling footy this season. It's not like they're going to roll over for 4 quarters. There was a quick kick forward from that contest that has been very well taken in defence by Blake Williamson for the Magpies. He goes in turn with an up and under kick to a contest. Avery, innovative, I like it. Initially I liked it. It was a mid-air hack that unfortunately for Avery went out of bounds on the full, but had the right idea in terms of trying to get some territory. It will, however, be an HBL ball back into attack. This hard up on the boundary line, looking for Bicknell. Bicknell couldn't take the mark, goes off his hands. And about 40 metres around from goal for the Lions. It is out of bounds. Throw in again.
Well, you look 11 scoring shots to 3, and Harvey Brunswick find themselves just 3 goals down. So
yep.
They get another one here, and all of a sudden, with their minimal amount of shots on goal, they're right back in the game. Absolutely.
Point well made. They're trying to scrag their way to another goal here. Quick little spin around effort was good by the Lions. We're going in the Sayborn direction. But that one only a behind. But certainly having much more of the footy at what is now the scoring end of the ground, to the left side of your radio dial.
What seems to be, but there's no wind, but yeah, that end of the ground just seems to be the scoring end for sure for both teams.
Stockley with the footy here for Busselton, looking for Patterson. Patterson was actually daring there as well, the intended target. Patterson was waiting for it at the fall of the ball. It's not going to work to Busselton's advantage. Some good defensive work there by HBL, right in front of the HBL fans as well. Good to see so many of them here today. Wonderful atmosphere here at Hands Oval. Already said, carnival-like atmosphere, grand final day. Of course, the second of a massive day of triple-header grand final action for you here on Triple M. Ball's thrown back in. Ty Denton trying to do a power of good work down there. I've said already, he goes hard, doesn't he? The nude nut, Ty Denton.
It's very hard, been terrific so far in the first half of this game, along with Avery as well, but they need more out of a lot more players, so that's both sides.
You don't really see too many shrinking violets with the cutthroat haircut, do you? It's normally... Yeah,
mark of character.
Haircut
like that, you've got to be able to walk the walk, don't you?
Yeah, good call. I see myself giving it a crack. Patterson off half-back, wheels around onto the left. Kick up to the wing. Oh, good attempted mark there from Whitehead. Ultimately, it's not going to work to his advantage. Chell for HBL. Well-weighted kick. That was a ripper. Bicknell was steaming out of the forward line. And in turn, he's got a leading target. He's honoured that. Keegan Fortescue. Good footy, HBL. Some of their best footy for the afternoon. Really like that a lot, Nige.
Yeah, well, Bicknell's been a good target up there. He gives them something to kick to now. So they've got to clamp down on him. But here we go. Harvey Brunswick put this one through, and all of a sudden they're 2 goals down.
Good bit of footy from HBL. Fortescue. Important kick. On its way, just off to the left. And it's going to be a minor score, but they're looking much better in this second quarter of footy, HBL.
Well, the nerves are settled down now, so they're just working themselves into the game, and Busselton tightened up a bit too coming into half-time.
With that behind, it's a 16-point margin. Busselton, 4 goals, 7, 31. HBL, 2 goals, 3, 15 on the City and Regional Fuels scoreboard. For City and Regional Fuels, with a new standalone truck stop at Wimbridge Drive, Picton, with easy access and suitable for diesel trucks and light vehicles. Patterson with the footy at half-back for Busselton. Asks a fair bit of his teammate there in Whitehead. Oh, his follow-up effort was fantastic. bounced off an opponent beautifully there, did Whitehead. Almost Jed Shaler wasn't ready for that footy. Ty Denton, he was storming through and he spent it before he had it. His pocket was picked and HBL surged forward again. Good mark by Bicknell. Bicknell wheels around again, going in the full forward direction, but dropping back into the hole was a Magpies player. Good defence there by the Busselton Footy Club. And your man, Nige, Daniel Tam, involved again there in a wonderful bit of defensive footy.
He's been terrific so far, and Harvey Brunswick are really tightening up on Busselton's field kicking now. They're really putting him under pressure, and they're starting to miss quite a few targets.
Gelmy there, a bit of a controversial one. Honoured, paid the mark there by the umpire at centre half back. Derrick provided a contest for Busselton, couldn't take the mark. And the HBL team were in and around him there. Thompson gives it off to Bicknell. Bicknell, quick snapshot on goal. And that's just sprayed off to the right. So now it's HBL peppering the goals.
Had a little bit more time there, Bicknell, to finish that one off. So he needs to make the most of those opportunities. I don't think you're going to get that many easy ones today, Aaron. So should have done a little bit better.
No easy ones in grand final footy. Deep in the second quarter of football, thanks to City and Regional Fuels. This contest now starting to tighten up a little bit. Momentum has shifted after Busselton had all of the early running. At halfback, Jed Shaler had a teammate on providing some support. He was going in the David Whitehead direction. Whitehead overran it. What can Denton do? Denton worked his teammate, worked an opponent under the ball, then was quickly tackled by Jamie Crane. A couple of pretty physical blokes in there. Jamie Crane tackled and fiercely trying to hand pass. But umpire says it'll be my ball, boys. We'll have a ball up on the wing. 22-minute mark of the second quarter. The big man Wilson involved again there. Gives it off to Gelmy. Gelmy back into the centre of the ground looking for Thompson. Thompson tackled quickly. Busselton this time in defence. Well organised. Regan Bell. Little give is good. Brant Roberts. They've had their pocket picked. Shepherd at centre half forward. Wheels around. It's a very quick kick. Has a teammate on. Oh, well done, Fortescue. Tried to sell some candy. Had a teammate loose at full forward. Very, very unselfish play by HBL. Like that a lot, Fortescue. And Cale Westerway's taken a pretty easy mark when he was unchecked. And we'll have a shot after the siren if you don't mind as well. So this becomes very, very important right on the stroke of half-time. Oh, talk about momentum shifts currently. 15 points the margin. Westerway. Not that hard a kick. 30 metres out. Umpire does not move! Set for a cracking contest in the second half. Wow. That one tightened up considerably in the second quarter, and now we've got a 9-point ball game. I'll tell you more about it on the other side of this. Third quarter of this Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final on the way. Triple M, Rocks Local Footy.
Thanks very much.
And Nigel Reeve, mate, set for a big second half of footy here, Nige.
Oh, it should be superb. Harvey Brunswick done all they could in the second quarter to get themselves back into the game. It was more through their forward pressure than anything else. So they really got to take advantage of Wilson's ruck work in the middle, and all of a sudden they might find themselves in front at three-quarter time.
He's a gun, isn't he?
He's a big gun.
He's a big gun.
A big boy.
Not only giving them first use with those taps, but his work around the ground's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, he moves across the ground quickly, nicely for a big fella, but he can play the game for sure.
Okay, so 9-point margin as we're just about to get underway here in this third quarter of footy. Of course, brought to you by BOQ Bunbury. Siren sounds to start the third quarter of footy here at Hands Oval. Big Wilson up in the ruck. Didn't win the tap that time. It was Stallard that did, but not really to the advantage of the Magpies. There's that good work of Wilson that we talk about. Agility at ground level. Got boot to ball, and this now is going to go to the advantage of the Lions. Bustling has worked the ball well to Thompson. Thompson out to a leading forward there. It was Westerway down there, the man that kicked the goal right before half-time, immediately involved in this passage of play for the HBL Footy Club. He's tackled heavily, and we'll have a ball up 30 metres out from goal, straight in front for HBL. This would be the start they were looking for if the Lions can get an early goal here. 9-point margin, early stages of this third quarter of footy. carnival-like atmosphere here at Hands Oval. Wonderful to see so many people in attendance, and a beautiful day for footy. If you're thinking of coming down, please do so. Buslinger wins the ball off the pack. He read that very, very well. Went to Goff. Goff had a teammate there who kicks the ball from the 50-metre line, and taking a very good mark there, your man Tam. He dropped back into the hole there beautifully. You can see why you like him, mate. His son, since we mentioned that you had a bit to do with him, he's starting to get quite involved.
Yeah, he must have heard us, but no, he's a terrific player. He's done some good things down there.
Little give, not bad. Busselton just seemed to have some time and space there in defence. Regan Bell, although having said that, he's met very, very quickly. Thought he had time and space, but he was tackled fiercely. And we'll have another ball up in defence. Big man there, Sayborn, providing the tap for HBL, only as far as the boundary line. Another ball in.
We sound surprised, Aaron, when Wilson doesn't win a ruck knock, but his work in the middle of the ground to start this quarter, even though he lost the ruck knock, to below his knees was great and got the ball going forward for his side. Absolutely.
No, I think his agility is surprising. It was his follow-up effort. Yeah, very, very impressive at that last centre bounce, mate. Good call. No clear winner of this tap again. Umpire will take it back. So everybody just sort of feeling each other out a little bit here in this third quarter of footy. Just letting things settle. Comes off the pack. Denton. His kick smothered. Suddenly ball back into a congested set of bodies. As we've said more than once today, Denton goes hard, doesn't he? His follow-up effort was fantastic there.
He's been like that from the start to right to where we are now, so he needs to keep doing that to get his side over the line.
Kobe Howe this time at the fall of the ball. Umpire letting this one go on a long time. Howe made to work pretty hard for a kick that he's not going to receive. He tackled 2 or 3 times there pretty fiercely. And quite a number of ball ups so far early in this third quarter of footy. 3 minutes gone. Little tap there, not bad by HBL. It was Sayborn, but reading his hands well was Williamson for the Magpies. Got a runner on who goes in turn looking for Patterson. Been a touch quieter than perhaps we thought he might have been. Denton good though. Just fighting hard for the ball there on the half-back line and locking things up again for Busselton at half-back.
It's been a pretty physical game too, right till now, so that hasn't changed. So it's a war of attrition at the moment, and it's going to be a will to win this game.
A physical game indeed, and this first little stanza of play here in the third quarter, a little bit scrappy. Oh, is that holding the ball or is it a push in the back? It absolutely will be holding the ball. Goes the way of Chandler. Oh, having a bit of what to do down here. 2 blokes with, well, pretty average haircuts really, and Chandler and Patterson. The old Moulet, it's back in fashion. It's back in style.
Unless you're here, it's very hard to describe those haircuts.
They look like, I don't know, there's a bit of Bruce Dool about it, but not quite the lack of hair at the front. To your man who has no hair is Ty Denton. He's kicked that ball up to centre half forward for the Magpies. Can this go to the advantage of Whitehead? Whitehead tried to take on Chell down there. Chell tackled him very, very strongly. Magpies players screaming for holding the ball.
If that ball had sat up for Whitehead in an open shot on goal there, but not to be, and Harvey Brunswick pounced on him, so ball up.
So teams trading inside 50 entries here as they battle to get the first goal in this third quarter of footy. Some evasive work by Shayla down there, didn't have a teammate to give him support, and HBL, oh, they were almost off there. What's the umpires called it back? And it'll end up in the hands of Alex Petropoulos. So Petropoulos made to take his kick and goes to the far side of the ground. HBL maintain disposal here.
It just seems that they want to do the same as what Busselton did in the first half, Aaron, to maintain disposal, but their field kicking's not up to it at the moment.
Good call. Was thinking a similar thing there, as it was Bicknell who was attempting to, as you say, maintain disposal. Ends up in the hands of Kobe Howe for Busselton. What can he manufacture? A little outboard gift to Gregson, not bad. He's got a teammate there providing support. Went over the head of Tam. Tam, who's run forward, kicks deep into the forward line, but that is a good defensive mark taken by Brentis down there in defence on the last line of defence for HBL. And he'll try and set them up again from defence. Still no score yet in this third quarter of 45 minutes gone. Well worked under the ball there, and good work in attack by Kobe Howe, who stymied that defensive effort from HBL. kick the ball further afield, but it has gone out of bounds. So we are 25 metres around from goal, 25 metres around from the Busselton goal.
Harvey Brunswick have maintained that intensity, especially around the pack. So Busselton are kicking under pressure.
Good call. Chandler certainly looks to have lifted his rating in the defensive department. Laid a couple of very strong tackles. This time on the last line of defence, Jordan McCormack takes a good mark, and he looks to relieve some pressure. Bit of a wobbly kick. He's got a teammate who is made to work very hard west away. Heard the footsteps, and that could very much be holding the ball. Indeed it is. Busselton will bring this right back in. Good work by Tam. Tam's kick is a solid, well-weighted kick. Good little pass. Just massaging the boundary line there. Ball now in the hands of David Whitehead. David Whitehead too far out to score. He'll look to set it up. Big pack forming. Where's Chinnery when you need him? Comes off hands. In HBL hands now as they look to bring the ball back out of defence. Average kick. It's going to go absolutely back in the Busselton direction. Reece Stockley was there waiting, and then in turn Dylan Patterson gave him just the smallest of leads, barely 15 metres. Little worm burner pass to Patterson. Patterson, this is kickable, you would think.
Well, Harvey Brunswick should have done better coming out of defence. He just rushed the kick, and there was a nest of Busselton players there so that anyone could have taken their pick. But this bloke's got a terrific leg and should make the distance from here. Good
use of the collective down there, mate, for Magpies. Well done. Patterson's kick on its way. Oh, just off to the left. Ooh. First score of the third quarter is a point to Busselton, so going out to a 10-point margin on the BOQ Bunbury scoreboard. BOQ Bunbury, drop in and see Mark at the team at BOQ Bunbury, Victoria Street. Personal and business banking needs. It is possible to love a bank. He's a good bloke, Mark. Go see him today. HBL with the ball in defence.
Sure hasn't reached any great heights, the opening stanza.
I just thinking it's a little bit tense, Nige, isn't it?
No one really wants to take control of the game, so...
Only 1 point scored in the first 8 minutes of footy. Busselton bring it back into attack through Malavisi, but he's intercepted by an HBL player there. So battle of the two defences at the moment. It's a little bit like old school kick to kick. Coming over the top there was Bicknell. Went with one hand. I tell you what, his follow-up effort was pretty solid though. Put his head over the footy, went and won it, but only to an advantage of a Busselton opponent. Harvey Golding had Stockley in support. Stockley, little gift to Denton was good. Tam starting to get creative now, the young fella. Goes with the left in the Chinnery direction. Over his head. Wonderful mark, though. Is that Chinnery down there?
I think it is. That was a terrific mark.
He
well
was
set up there too by Busselton.
It was Hutchins that provided the body work just to give Chinnery the space. And Chinnery has taken that one on the chest, but with the left hand. And a bit of a one-hander on the chest number. Wow, what a ripper.
And Hutchins can provide a fair bit of body work too, Aaron. So, but this guy's just having a day out. So,
what do you say? Between Hutchins and Chinnery, there's three bodies.
Maybe 3.5.
3.5. Chinnery shot on goal. That's a pretty good kick. Don't worry about that. Now we've got a goal scored in this third quarter of footy. 16 points the margin on the Bunbury BOQ scoreboard. BOQ Bunbury scoreboard. That's the goal we were looking for. Bit of a nervous and tense start to this third quarter of footy. Had to wait 9 minutes for it, but it was a very good mark and a very good kick on goal by Chinnery. And Busselton now 5 goals, 8-38. Play HBL 3 goals, 4-22.
We spoke about at half-time about how Busselton need to find another avenue to attack. But if Chinnery's going to keep playing like this, and he's got to be the guy, and the guys around him, his teammates around him, have got to protect him. And that's exactly what Hutchins did then to allow that mark and goal to happen.
Good call, mate. Certainly provided the space in which for him to work. How's the tap there from Wilson? Again, just over the tap to provide his midfielder some silver service. Goes to centre half forward for HBL. Busselton reasonably well organised in defence. It's Gregson who goes further afield looking for Malavisi. Malavisi, Whitehead just bumped his opponent off the ball ever so just legally. Worked Chill under the ball pretty well. They've created something here, Busselton. Quick shot on goal is just going to be off to the right. But a good bit of quick play on footy. And suddenly another inside 50 to the Maggies.
And all of a sudden in the last couple of minutes it's picked its pace up again, but Busselton just cannot afford to waste opportunities now. We're getting into the premiership quarter, as they call it, so every opportunity they get to go forward, they really need to capitalise and kick goals.
Well, we said the same thing in the first quarter, and that's a little bit what it feels like, isn't it? A couple of concerted inside 50s to Busselton at this city end of the ground that they've got to try and make the most of. Good punch there from Whitehead in defence. Wasn't to the advantage of the Magpies. And a clever little quick kick. Clever kick, albeit quick, by HBL there is intercepted, and the Magpies go forward again. Storming through was the big body of Hutchins. Lions players at the fall of the ball out the back, though. Well picked up, and a quick kick by Jordan McCormack. Well done to Petropolis. Petropolis, a good take. Played on quickly. Patterson was up to task. Sold some candy. Had Denton on. Denton with the left foot pass. Oh, cruel bounce for the HBL player waiting. Chinnery almost to his advantage. Shepherd was in there putting his body on the line. He has to because he's been tackled very fiercely at full back. And will win himself a kick, or certainly one of the HBL Lions players has won himself a kick. Yes, it is Shepherd. So Shepherd had to earn that one, and was met very heavily with some body contact down there by the Maggies. And his kick to the far side of the ground.
Not sure of Shepherd's background, but every time he goes for the ball, Busselton seem to want to target him more than any other player on the ground at the moment. He's only a little fella, but he puts his body on the line.
I'm thinking the same thing. He seems slight, but lacks nothing in the guts department. So good to see. That kick, however, intercepted by Gregson. So Gregson's going to send Busselton further forward again. Hutchins provided the contest, came off his hands. Good follow-up work from the big man. Had an opponent there who pretty much bounced off him. Jordan McCormack was in there for the Lions, competing fiercely. And the umpires found a kick that'll go the way of HBL. So they need to try and set something up here from defence. Jordan McCormack with the footy. No one really presenting a lead, so he's going to have to go down the line. He's looking for Wilson. Wilson, pack forms. Shayla came over the top and ultimately didn't go any further forward than that. So Busselton well organised in defence there to cut off that attempted foray from defence. Though having said that, umpires found a kick at half-back. It will go the way of HBL. That's good use of the footy. They maintain possession on the far side.
If there's one criticism of Wilson, he probably hasn't taken enough marks around the ground. He's an imposing fella, as he's spoken about, so he probably needs to reel a couple of those in and then bring it down to his on-ballers.
Yeah, good call, particularly when they went looking for him there. That is a very good mark. Taken there by one of the Maggies. Chell came in late to put some body work on, but that's a wonderful mark taken by Busselton. Possibly too far out to score, hard up on the boundary line. Won't be too far out to score from this man, though. That little give to Chinnery is a ripper. And Chinnery is within range, 45-degree angle. Some chance to kick his fifth of the afternoon.
Yeah, Whitehead just waited. He's been terrific at the early stages of the third quarter, and Chinnery basically was an uncontested mark in the end.
Absolutely. Wonderful bit of setup to create the opportunity and space for their gun full forward. Chinnery's kick on the way. Oh, they like it late. Thought he might have sprayed it initially, but he's just snuck it in. He's got to bag the big man. Chinnery kicks his fifth. Like it a lot. Busselton get their sixth. Chinnery gets his fifth. Wonderful. And that lead just starting to pop open. And things swinging back the way of the Busselton Footy Club. They certainly hold the advantage here in this third quarter of footy after HBL came late in the second quarter. 6 goals, 9:45. HBL, 3 goals, 4 on the BOQ Bunbury scoreboard.
Well, they're just making the most of their forward opportunities, aren't they, Busselton, at the moment? So, and Chinnery, well, he's just having a day out, as we've spoken about before. Whitehead's been terrific too, Aaron, in the early stages of this third quarter.
You called for that, Nige. You said they needed to sort of have someone provide Chinnery with, some option or a little bit of a chop out, and that's through Whitehead and certainly through Hutchins providing the body work down there. They've made life a bit easier for him, hence he's been able to hit back on the scoreboard.
And Whitehead's been terrific in the air, but also on the ground as well, so he's providing a really good target at centre forward.
Okay, so good contest with the ascendancy back the way of the Busselton Footy Club in this third quarter of footy in this Solar Heart Southwest Resi's Grand Final. Busselton well organised in defence again, this time Brant Roberts with a little give. He's got a runner on. It's Malavisi. Quick kick goes over the head of his intended target. HBL player back there, Ian Prentice couldn't take a mark. He's quickly tackled, ball's locked up at half-back for HBL.
He should have taken that mark. It's just perceived pressure, isn't it? When a guy's on top, you just don't want it to hit the ground, and all of a sudden the pressure's on you. It's an uncontested mark he should have taken.
Heard the footsteps. Maggie's in there again. So Gregson at the fall of the ball. He's starting to become involved. Little give out to the side, though, goes to the advantage of Ryan Chandler for HBL. His kick further afield, pretty good. Thought Westaway took the mark there, dropped it, but had enough time and space and presence to play on. Worked around an opponent beautifully. His kick not initially to the advantage of his intended target. Who did very well down there is Blake Williamson. Fierce at the contest, cut off that kick, had to put his body on the line, and in turn, they've worked the ball up to Patterson. Patterson better hanging on there. And Patterson's going to get a kick. Can he get involved a bit more in this second half of footy? Dynamic player who perhaps hasn't had his strongest game of footy today, but if he can get involved, Busselton, they'll certainly benefit from a big quarter from him. That's a good mark taken, though. That's exactly what you were calling for, Nigel. Big mark taken back there by the big man in Jaden Wilson. Kick further afield goes Patterson. So Patterson to Wilson to Patterson. Absolutely old school kick to kick down here at Hands Oval at the moment in this third quarter of footy with 16 minutes gone. So Patterson will look to set up the Magpies again. Patterson with the left. I guess who it's going to, Wilson. He doesn't take the mark that time. Provided some body in the contest. Prentice went up for the mark, couldn't take it. Patano was down there and gave a little give in the direction of Seravidi. Seravidi couldn't take it. Magpies wanted the footy more, quite simply. Back in the middle of the ground, Busselton kicked to centre half forward. Or dropping back into the hole was Prentice. Again, heard the footsteps, couldn't take the mark. Coming in late was Chinnery to provide a contest, and the umpire will take the ball back. This time 40 metres in front of goal for Busselton. Another concerted inside 50.
It's a couple of marks that Prentice has dropped, but he's got away with it. Busselton haven't capitalised on that.
Almost do this time. Comes off the pack. Very well read down there by Malavisi. Shot on goal. Ooh, is only going to be a point. Read that off the pack pretty well, though. It was pretty well roved.
Yeah, they just have all the answers at the moment. Harvey haven't picked the pace up in this third quarter. They really need to get a goal here going into three-quarter time to keep themselves in the game.
No, it's dead set. It looks like a repeat of the first quarter. It's absolutely...
There's no reason for that end to be the scoring end either.
Absolutely.
On a day like this.
Bloody modern day mystery. Good mark taken in defence by Saborn. Saborn's kick down the line. Oh, almost very well taken there by Williamson. Did ultimately drop it, though. It's socket further afield. Harvey Golding worked under the ball by Strano. Strano hit the ground very, very hard. Had a teammate there to provide some support who was tackled harshly by Golding. Some strong pressure on in this game. Kick back up towards our man Daniel Tam there. Couldn't take a mark. Ball still in play. Bit of hanging on now, and it's going to go the way of HBL. Free kick. So they need to try and set themselves up here, HBL. Need to try and wrestle some of that momentum back. Bicknell, who's been good in patches today. What can he do?
Had a terrific second quarter, but he's hardly been sighted in this third quarter, and they really need him to stand up to give him an avenue into goal.
Very much like most of the other HBL players as well, who had a stronger second quarter and have sort of gone missing a little bit in this third quarter of footy. That one seen over the boundary line by Jamie Crane as the umpire throws the ball back in. Good body work there from Daring. Daring passed it down to Gregson. Gregson was met strongly. Holding the ball, very good tackle, Jordan Goff. So they'll try and set themselves up again, the Lions. Goff looking for a target in the forward line. Down there is Fortescue. What can he conjure? Off the ball now. Busselton Magpies again set up down there. They always seem to have numbers at the fall of the ball in defence. Golding met heavily down there. Quick hand pass away, goes in the direction of Gregson. Gregson has a teammate. They go the little 1-2, the paddle. Bit of an ugly kick by Gregson, but gains some territory. Foot race on. Ty Denton trying to make his way there first. Absolutely put a pretty good bump on Jesse Patane there, who stood his ground up well. Rode the body contact and kicked it back up further afield for HBL.
You're right, Aaron. Busselton just seem to have the numbers around every contest, which gives them ample opportunity to get the ball out and back into attack every time they come out of defence.
They just don't seem to have the time and space to set themselves up, HBL, and get a really strong concerted inside 50. That time Shepherd contesting at centre half forward. Good tackle, but again a nest of Magpies waiting. Gregson with the kick, kicks to centre half forward, going in the Chinnery direction. He's having a day. He is having a day, this bloke. Chinnery with more agility than it would appear that he should have. Wheels onto the left. A diving attempt taken there at full forward by Hislop. Hislop didn't take that. Looks like he might have hurt his shoulder. Down on his hunches there in the forward pocket. He's certainly taking a moment, taking a bit of a breather. But like that mark from Chinnery, he's certainly having the rub of the green today.
He's been superb all day, right from start to where we are now. So
had to provide the body at the ruck contest there, the follow-up effort too. Geez, he's like a freight train, isn't he, with the footy? That time caught holding the ball. That freight train not going anywhere at the station. Good tackle there by HBL. And again, they'll roll the dice and try and set themselves up in defence. Attempted mark from Bicknell. He couldn't take it first grab, went through his hands, and hence the teammate that was doing the follow-up work trying to support him was sold into a fair bit of trouble. Packed forms around him. Umpire pretty prepared to let this one go on. Almost thought we could have stopped that one there, but keen to let it go on, the umpires, in this 21st minute of footy.
There's a lot of guys out there too, Aaron. They're seeing holes in packs that I'm not seeing, and they're trying to bust through. The tackling pressure from both sides has been superb.
There's a quarter of don't argues here. 6 goals, 10-46, plays 3 goals, 4-22 on the Bunbury BOQ scoreboard. BOQ Bunbury, drop in and see Mark and the team at BOQ Bunbury Victoria Street. Personal and business banking needs. It is possible to love a bank. Busselton go forward into the forward line. No mark taken there. 2-on-1 contest. Seen over the boundary line. Almost seen over the boundary line by Bicknell. Was hard up on the boundary and kept it in seemingly. Went in the Chandler direction. Chandler paddled it to himself. Did a pretty good job. Kicked to Crane. Crane at centre half back. 3 votes. Alan Crane at the back of the commentary box nodding his head. It's about his 3rd touch for the day. That's enough to get 3 votes from Alan Crane. Wheeling around onto it, though. The ball this time is Joel Avery. Joel Avery goes back in the direction of Ty Denton. Ty Denton couldn't take a good mark. Quick tackling pressure there. HBL player doing a power of good work. Almost had his feet taken out from under him. Harvey Golding, though, his attempted wheel around to the top of the square is marked by an HBL player who's dropped back into the hole, and they just slow things down, try and assess. And the ball back in the hands of Jamie Crane deep in the back line. Kicks down the line, looking for Shannon Sayborn. They're waiting down there, a couple of Magpies, and it's a good take by one of them there, Dylan Patterson. Patterson lifted his rating in this quarter. Good player, capable of a few magic moments. Goes with the left, is going in the Chinnery direction. Where is he? No mark taken. It was Hislop actually down there that time. Chinnery ends up with the footy. There's the attempt to don't argue. Hislop's recovered from whatever that little injury was that he sustained. It looked to be moving better that time. Chandler ended up with the footy for HBL. He finds Sayborn. Sayborn, defensive 50 for HBL. Can't be long left in this 3rd quarter of footy. There is your 3/4 time siren. And that 3rd quarter, it would be fair to say, the ascendancy re-won by the Busselton Footy Club, who have set themselves up for what could be a massive tilt at this Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Premiership. A compelling last quarter on the way currently. A 24-point margin here at 3/4 time. What's going to happen? Let's find out right after this. Triple M rocks local footy.
And big thanks to Solar Heart Bunbury.
Intriguing game of footy here at Hands Oval in the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. That 3rd quarter of footy belonged to the Busselton Footy Club, who see themselves in the box seat to win a Reserves Premiership at the moment. At 3/4 time, they hold a 24-point lead. Busselton 6 goals, 10-46. HBL 3 goals, 4-22. Just about set for the recommencement of play. Nige, what'd you make of that 3rd quarter?
I just looked like both teams come out trying to feel each other out again, Aaron, and then all of a sudden Busselton got on top, and then it was that man Chinnery who just got a couple of goals to set up the margin they've got going into the last quarter. But Harvey Brunswick desperately need the first goal of this last quarter to get themselves back into the game, and you don't know what can happen from there, but Busselton box seat for sure.
Busso looked like they had set up better in an attack too, just to help him out a little bit. And
yeah. Oh, we won't call them decoys, but just had some big bodies to free up a lot of space to allow Chinnery to do his thing. And they had numbers around every contest right across the ground. So look, they've done everything right so far for 3/4. Let's see if they can do it for the next 25 minutes.
The city end of the ground's absolutely the scoring end in this game of footy at the moment.
It's incredible. It's incredible how it's worked out.
All of the goals, pretty much bar one in the entire game, kicked at that city end of the ground. So phenomenal, really. And if you're an HBL fan, you're hoping that that's the case again in this last quarter of footy, where they need a bit of a comeback here as the ball is bounced in the centre of the ground for the recommencement of play here in the last quarter of footy. No clear winner, and we'll have it back for a ball up centre of the ground. Flailing limb there from Daring to the advantage of the Busselton Footy Club, but only as far as an HBL player who sends it forward in the Prentice direction. So Prentice steaming out of attack. He's within range. He's probably, he'll kick from just inside 50, but Prentice Versatile big man. This would be the start that HBL would be looking for.
Well, to say they need this is an understatement, isn't it? But be a perfect start for them to go into the final 20 minutes and just give themselves and their whole team and supporters a sniff of this reserves grand final.
It's all about momentum, isn't it? Can Prentice wrestle some back for the Lions here with a massive kick on goal? He's just sprayed it, had the distance, but not the accuracy. And HBL opened their account in this last quarter of footy. 6 goals 10, plays 3 goals 5 on the Bunbury 4x4 scoreboard. Bunbury 4x4, your exclusive Ironman 4x4 dealer. Designed and engineered 4-wheel drive gear, built for Aussie 4-wheel driving. Kings Road, Bunbury. Kick out of defence, comes off HBL hands. Providing a contest down there was Bicknell, but that ball has gone out of bounds on the far side of the ground. We'll have a throw in.
Just lost a little bit of their mojo, Harvey Brunswick, as far as pressure goes. So they need to get that back from somewhere. Someone's got to do something to inspire their teammates for this last 20 minutes.
Absolutely. So first goal in this contest, fair to say, critical. Up and under kick to full forward and a good strong pack mark taken for HBL. Oh, like it. Like it. Had to stand up amongst a whole pack of bodies there. Did the HBL player there.
That's a terrific mark.
Wonderful effort there. And this is a very gettable goal. He likes it off the boot. Absolutely. That's Kieran Chell with the kick on goal. Dobs it. Like it. HBL fans like it. Few of them here in attendance today as well. Good to see them up and about in this last quarter of footy. HBL needing that support from the sidelines. Currently 17 points down, but they shorten that margin a little bit. Back to 17 points on the Bunbury 4x4 scoreboard.
Yeah, that was a terrific start, and we haven't heard from the HBL supporters for at least a quarter, Aaron, so they're still here, so they'll try and
down here.
Will their team on, but terrific mark there and great finish.
So, well done there by the young fella in Chell. Ball back in the centre of the ground. 3 minutes gone in this last quarter of footy in the Solahard Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Goes the way of HBL again. Jordan Goff sending the ball forward to centre half forward. Shepherd taking a good mark down there. It's again another moment where Shepherd puts himself in a strong-bodied contest, sends the ball to full forward. Couldn't take the mark that time, the Lions, and Busselton are up to task, well organised in defence. So they kick to a 2-on-1, and it goes off the hands of Bustinger, who fists it in the boundary line direction. Had to do his own follow-up work and see the ball over the boundary line. Umpire will throw it in.
Shepherd's been terrific. He's as tough as a $2 steak, Aaron. How's that one? I've been waiting to bring that one out for a long time. He's been terrific under the ball today.
Yep, good for an analogy or a euphemism. Not that good on the digestive tract. Thanks for bringing that one, Nige. More of a eye fillet fan myself and just slice them up as we go. But good call. Umpire throws it back up, 60 metres out from goal. Quick tap by the Lions. Busselton well organised, intercepted down there, comes off hands pretty well, and they've done well, HBL, to create another scoring opportunity. Prentice, almost, not only almost takes a mark, but almost had his head taken off. Take down there with the very opportunistic work was Shepherd. Spun around, kicked a goal. Good work there, young fella. HBL come out with a full head of steam in this last quarter of footy and make things pretty interesting, Nigel.
That was a big contest there right in front of goals, but Shepherd's been terrific all day, and well, the coach couldn't ask for a better start than this in the last quarter. They've only got 20 minutes to do it, so basically in footy, I know it's a cliche, but you only got to be in front at the end of the game, don't you? So far so good for the Harvey Brunswick side, so see if they can maintain this momentum and get another goal and then really put the pressure on the Busselton Magpies.
Busselton had all of the ascendancy in the third quarter with those 2 goals. Suddenly an 11-point margin, 4 goals gone in the last quarter. Could we be seeing a massive come-from-behind victory here from the team that's played some of the best footy in 2019? Busselton, though, I might have something to say about that. The ball in their hands at centre half forward. Patterson trying valiantly. It's ultimately going to end up with the Lions, though. Grubber kick up onto the wing. Goes in the direction of Harvey Golding for the Busselton Footy Club. Sees it over the boundary line on the far side of the ground.
Just notice as good as Wilson's ruck work's been in the whole game, they've sort of gone with a bit more mobility in there with Bicknell. So this will be a different dynamic, not as far as the ruck work goes, but around the ground.
Absolutely. Derringer was taking the tap that time, tried to feed it to his midfielders. They were quickly besieged upon. Tackling pressure still intense in this game. Umpire very keen to let this one just sort of go on. Ends up in Harvey Brunswick hands. That kick to Braden Prentice goes over his head. Still did the good body work to make sure they can try and lock it in the forward 50. Opportunistic work down there by the line. Sees a quick kick into the forward line, and Chell will see it over the... it's only for a minor score, so just a point there. But HBL, another concerted inside 50. And now 10 points the margin. Oh, tension growing here. Last quarter of footy in this Resi's Grand Final at Hands Oval. Big booming kick, 60 metres out. Goes through the hands of Bicknell. Bicknell, it's going to come back in. Goff did well to lock it in. Got a quick grubber kick. Only as far as a nest of about 3 Magpies players who were there waiting in defence. Harvey Golding ends up with the footy. Sends it back towards Kobe Howe. Got a cruel bounce. Went up into the hands of Busslinger. Busslinger, can he conjure something for HBL? He's got numbers there. Teammates in support. They've done well to get this to centre half forward. HBL are up and about now. That's well marked by Prentice. Prentice, little give, going in the direction of Westerway, but dropping back into the hole there was a Magpies player who did very, very well in defence. Well organised that was. And now Busselton by way of Brant Roberts, half back line. It's almost like Busso need a goal back the other way to try and regain some ascendancy. Oh, he dropped that, Derrick. Should have taken that. Had enough time to try and hand pass it to himself, but not enough time to evade 2 HBL players who came in and automatically tackled him. Follow-up work there from Roberts. He couldn't take clean possession either. Suddenly, Harvey Brunswick-Leschenault looking a bit cleaner at the contest. Seravides soccer off the ground. Not too bad. Kicked it to a couple of teammates. Immediately tackled down there as well. Umpire will take it back. And we'll have a ball up 40 metres out from goal.
Well, all of a sudden, with those 2 opening goals of the last quarter, now Harvey Brunswick have the numbers around each contest, so it's game on here.
Shepherd doing a power of good work down there again. Prentice tap went only as far as Denton. Denton's kick went up to Gregson. Gregson storming through the middle of the ground. Tried to evade Petropoulos. Petropoulos caught him dead holding the ball. Well done. Great tackle there. Alex Petropoulos, middle of the ground, because he was absolutely out. Don't worry about that.
Well, just another hole that we didn't see from up here that Hislop thought he could get through, but not to be.
Alex Petropoulos kicks to the top of the square, goes off hands. Down there, attempted take there from Regan Bell, and a quick little kick off the ground is only going to be a rush behind. That margin decreases further, down to 9 points now on the Bunbury 4x4 scoreboard. The way of the Busselton Footy Club. Suddenly tense moments in this last quarter of footy. 8 minutes gone. Kick out of defence, an up and under kick. Kobe Howe almost thought about taking a screamer, then thought better of it. Shepherd at the fall of the ball. Little give was good. Went in the Cameron Thompson direction. Thompson's quick shot at goal. HBL now spraying the goals. It's definitely the scoring end of the ground, isn't it, Mike?
You know, jokingly it shouldn't be, but it seems to be for the whole game. So, yeah, Harvey Brunswick can be happy with that, but they've got all the running here, another goal, and all of a sudden it's less than a goal with plenty of time still to go in the game.
Jokingly, it shouldn't be. Seriously, it is. All goals in the game, bar one, have absolutely been kicked to that sitting end of the ground. That is a big booming kick out of defence that is not taken by anyone in particular. And HBL, though, look up and about as they attack the contest fiercely and pepper the ball back into the forward line. Chell can't take a mark down there deep in the forward pocket, goes off hands, and it will be a throw-in about 15 metres around from goal.
They've just set up with 1 or 2 players behind the ball here too. So if the ball comes out a quick kick-wise from Busselton, Harvey Brunswick going to put it back at the teeth of the goal again. Umpire
throws it back in. Stallard off his hands. Lions at the foot of the ball again. Another rush behind. The attempted Bunana off the side of the boot. This margin just shrinking with every point that's kicked. Now only 7 points to margin. Busselton, 6 goals, 10-46. Ooh. 7 points the margin. Busselton kicking out of defence. Goes to Shayla. Shayla off half back. Tense moments indeed. That's an ugly looking kick. Well done there by Cameron Thompson. Put his body on the line. Had a player there in Patano giving some assistance as well, who's eagerly tackled. Both teams have missed some opportunities, haven't they, Nige? 6 goals, 10-46. HBL 5 goals, 9-39 on the Bunbury 4x4 scoreboard.
For sure, and as the pressure mounts, Busselton's field kicking has dropped down a little bit, so the game has really tightened up here in the last quarter.
They just look like they're just hanging on, the Maggies here at the moment. 10 minutes gone, last quarter of footy. Tense moments at Hands Oval. Guess he's at the bottom of the pack there, Ty Denton. He's found himself at the bottom of quite a number of packs, as he always does.
He's been terrific.
Comes up a touch gingerly, but he never stops running, that's for sure. Trying to win the tap there that time was Stallard. Big pack of players here. Tackling pressure in this game still intense late in the game.
Busselton get it out here and get it into their forward line. It's going to be a foot race, so they might be able to pinch a goal here if they
Very
can get
true.
it out.
There's actually no one in the Busselton forward line at the moment, so it would certainly present open space. This could very much end up happening. Joel Avery, who's had a pretty good start to the game. Little give to Gregson. Gregson went back to a Busselton teammate who was almost coat-hangered, but umpire ultimately says that's a legal tackle. So fair enough. Good tackling pressure there by HBL. Ball up, middle of the ground. Doing some wrestling down there. Bicknell, as you've said, made a more mobile option in the ruck. Some hanging on has been found, and it will go the way of Joel Avery. So this is the first time in a few minutes that Busselton have had the chance to just stop and prop and make a concerted entry and do something deliberate. Ends up with Harvey Golding. Harvey kicks to a teammate. It's a 2-on-2 contest on the far side of the ground. Bicknell involved there as well. He's been pretty good in patches today for HBL. Some evasive work there was pretty good by Hislop. Hislop went further afield to Chinnery, who was steaming out of full forward, putting his body on the line as he always does. How did he have that much space? Went in the Reece Stockley direction. Stockley ends up going off the ground. Good little soccer kick. This could work out well for Patterson. Patterson got the Shepherd, didn't stop running. Went to kick off the side of the boot, hoping for Hislop to run on into it. Kept it in play. But it's going to come back into the hands of Anderson. Anderson relieves some much-needed pressure for HBL, and now HBL could be out. Got a runner on at halfback. That's an average-looking kick that's going to work out pretty well for Shepherd. Shepherd's been in everything in the second half for HBL. That also was an average kick. Goes to Thompson, though. Thompson's going to make it look good. Has Prentice on. Prentice wheels around onto the right, kicks to full forward, dropping back into the hole. Conroy couldn't take the mark. HBL. Fans on the sidelines urging HBL to take a quick shot on goal, but that's just going to go through for a rush behind. Up and about, the HBL fans.
They sure are, and the big fellas for Busselton just look a little bit nervous underneath the ball, and once the ball hits the ground, it's...
big fellas, little fellas, they all look nervous at the moment. That's intercepted well at centre-half forward by HBL. A few of them there waiting. Anderson starting to get involved. Goes to Goff. Goff, can he set a teammate up for a shot on goal? He can! Good strong mark taken there by HBL. Like that one a lot. A well-weighted kick and a very, very good mark taken. Prentice just running over saying, mate, go back, take your shot, take your kick, and it will be Cristrano, the noted goal kicker, who's going to take a shot on goal. See, you'd like him from here. Seems confident. And this to level the scores. Good kick. Splits the middle. They were up and about before. They're up and about in a major way now, the HBL fans. 6 goals, 10 apiece here on the Bunbury 4x4 scoreboard. And we've got a very tense and tight game of footy here in this Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. 13 minutes gone. Who's going to be the Premier? Anyone's guess.
Well, in the space of 13 minutes, 12 or 13 minutes, Harvey Brunswick-Leschnold have just wiped that lead away that Busselton had. So Braden Prentice has been outstanding at centre forward in this last quarter. He's just given them a target, and he's an imposing man as well. So it's game on here.
I had a feeling that he could be a big inclusion at the start of the day, but it's really only this last quarter and second half that he's starting to wield an influence. This centre clearance is going to be to the advantage of HBL again. Goff got it out to Gelmy. Gelmy's got some run. He's got some space. Kicks it in the, is that in the Prentice direction again? It is. Good mark taken by Braden Prentice. Worked his opponent there and Tam under the ball beautifully, and he is now wielding a very strong influence. Kicks the ball to full forward. Screamer almost taken by Chell. Went up, flew higher than Joe Cocker. Couldn't hold it. Down at the fall of the ball was a Nesta Magpie soccer attempt by HBL. Was not bad. Wasn't that good either. Goes not through for a score and out of bounds deep in the forward pocket. Tense moments here, 6 goals, 10 apiece. 15-minute mark, last quarter of footy.
Chell did everything bar pull in the mark there. He did everything right.
He would have got some frequent flyer points too. Comes off well-read hands by Jamie Crane! That is a belter. Well roved off the back by Jamie Crane. He splits the middle with precision, poise, and Alan Crane remonstrating here in the box. If he didn't have 3 votes before, he's certainly got them now. HBL for the first time in this game hit the front. It is all the Lions in this last quarter of footy. Wow, just absolutely turning it on. Absolutely turning it on. 6 goals, 10.52. 7 goals, 10.52. 6 goals, 10.46 on the Bunbury 4x4 scoreboard. Bunbury 4x4, your exclusive Ironman 4x4 dealer, designed and engineered four-wheel drive gear, built for Aussie four-wheel driving. King Road, Bunbury.
And after Crane kicked that goal, I was just looking at the Busselton players there. They dropped their heads a bit. There's still plenty of time left in this game, but they really need to do something to rest this momentum back that Harvey Brunswick
The body language has just started looking a bit average, hasn't it? It's certainly not too late. Enough time left in this game. Anything could happen, but that was a very, very big kick on goal by Crane. Chandler at the fall of the ball again. Ends up in the hands of Anderson.
Not overly
it's going to be a kick. No, not overly subtle. So free kick to Busselton at centre half forward. Here's lob. Oh, Chinnery reels in a ripper. Oh, talk about tense. Hislop with the free kick. Found Chinnery on the lead. And this is such an important kick from Chinnery, the man who's already bagged 5 today. Be fair to say, the pendulum has swung in terms of momentum in this game. But this kick from Chinnery could again make it tighter than a duck's posterior. Chinnery, kick on goal. Oh, he has. Busselton fans down there like it. Umpire likes it. Suddenly that body language back up and about. Whoa, this is footy at its finest, Nigel Reeve.
Yeah, and it was a wobbly old kick, but it was straight. And I think Chinnery just loves playing on Sayborn, doesn't he? Every time Sayborn goes down to full back, Chinnery seems to step up. But he's had a terrific day. So this game is going to come down to the last couple of minutes, I'd say. Just whoever's got the will to win is going to win this game. But there's no advantage of winning the ruck knock either. Wilson's won all the ruck knocks when he was on. And now Busselton are winning the ruck knocks, but Harvey Brunswick seem to be roving out of the middle. So let's see what happens here.
Don't know about you, mate, but my heart rate feels like it's 160 over 90 at the moment. HBL in the centre of the ground. Good little soccer kick to centre half forward. Oh, fierce contest there, but Busselton meet the ball just a touch better, just a touch quicker, wanted it just a touch more at half back. Kick gains some valuable real estate up onto the wing, and seeing the ball over the boundary line is Ty Denton. Ooh, tense. What happens if it's a draw? What do we do? 5 each way. Ooh. Drama here in this last quarter of footy. 18-minute mark of the last quarter. Busslinger to the advantage of Chandler. Tam ran in fiercely. Every fan at Hands Oval now involved here on the sideline. Great to see. She's all square, 7-10 apiece on the Bunbury 4x4 scoreboard. This has been a great game of footy, a seesawing contest in the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Umpire balls it up. Bicknell couldn't go to his advantage. Went in the Ty Denton direction. Denton put his body on the line, but so did Brock Cormack. Brock Cormack for HBL. His kick to centre half forward. Did well, did Westaway. Did a little half pirouette, and the give to Saravidi was good. Saravidi's quick shot to the top of the square. What's it going to do? It's going to go off hands. It's going to go off the hands of Regan Bell, who came storming out of defence and then relieves pressure, kicking in the Derrick direction. Derrick couldn't take the mark because Bicknell was there. Bicknell for HBL. Goes to Westaway. Westaway done pretty well in this contest. Goal to his name. Has given away a kick there, though. Overzealous tackle. Overzealous tackling attempt from Westaway has set Busselton up. So Busselton through Captain Keegle. Oh, a player up there for the Magpies went for a big screamer, bounced off his chest. Done very well there at the fall of the ball was Thompson. Thompson kicks to full forward for HBL, but at the fall of the bouncing ball is Zach Conroy for Busselton. Relieves pressure in the pocket, goes to Williamson. Williamson assesses options. Does he need one now? More than ever. That's, well, it's not out of bounds on the full, but it wasn't a great kick either. Goes out of bounds, 70 metres out from goal. 7 goals, 10.52 apiece. 20th minute of footy here in this last quarter of footy. Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. It is tight, it is tense. Wonderful seesawing contest. Busselton with a quick clearing kick goes only as far as Patane. Patane goes off hands, and it is going to end up in Busselton hands. They've got runners. They've got a runner out here and a very good player taking a mark in Patterson. Patterson looks further afield, wheels around onto his reliable left. Where's Chinnery when you need him? That's not Chinnery taking the mark. It's Hutchins. Hutchins, the big body of Hutchins, doesn't want to take a shot on goal, wants to give it off. Ultimately now goes to full forward, looking for Chinnery. Bounced off the hands of Denton. Oh, they wanted it to get to the big man, but they just couldn't. Clear and kick by HBL is only as far as the Magpies. Did he play on? Oh, this will be contentious. It's almost 50. Oh, didn't play on. It's not 50. A well-weighted kick in the Hutchins direction. Bounces off hands. HBL are well organised, but that's a very good tackle holding the ball. Did he have player opportunity? Wow, good tackle. Great tackle there from the Magpies player there in Hislop. Mason Hislop has an absolutely critical kick. 21st minute mark of footy.
And all of a sudden, Busselton have upped the ante after that last goal, but what a terrific game.
7 goals, 10, 52 apiece, Nige. Mason Hislop. Any score would have put Busselton in front, and he has not even made the distance. Wow. That mark taken in the pocket by Hutton. What a shocking kick on goal that was. Hutton kicking out of defence, kicks to a 3-on-1. Good mark there by David Whitehead, who's lifted the longer this game's gone on. Where's Chinnery? Where's Hutchins? He needs an option now. Whitehead, not long left in this contest. Busselton need a goal. Oh, almost a good mark taken, but comes off hands, and HBL working the ball off half back. This kick goes in the direction of Prentice. It was Westaway as well. He did the 1-2 to Prentice. He's under a fair bit of pressure there from Williamson. And the ball is going to spill over the boundary line. Oh, not long left in this contest. 22nd minute mark. 7 goals, 10, 52 apiece.
It's like both teams have woken up and said, oh, there's a premiership on the line here. We might have to win this one, but geez. Could be extra time here, Aaron, I think.
Could be extra time, 5 minutes each side. If my heart rate was 160 over 90 before, it's 180 now. Hope we can get you to the end of this game. I could pass out. I feel like I'm actually playing. Ball comes back in. It is in Busselton hands at half-back. That's a grubby little up and under kick going in the Avery direction. Avery sees that ball out of bounds and will have a throw in. About 75 metres around from the HBL goal. What a game of footy this has been. It's got better and better the longer it has gone on. A seesawing contest throughout every quarter. HBL really turned it on in this last quarter of footy. It is they that send the ball forward, but a mark taken in defence, 40 metres out. Busselton, good mark taken there in defence. Pack forms as they kick down the line, going for in the Avery direction. Ball comes off hands and is out of bounds on the far side of the ground. Ooh, let's call it 22 and a half minutes gone. Hislop wondering what might have been with that shot on goal, perhaps that he should have kicked. Ball on the wing now, keenly contested. HBL, one last roll of the dice perhaps to set themselves up. An up and under kick in the Prentice direction. Pack forms. Oh, she's all square as the final siren goes. Wow, wow, we will have extra time. Extra time. I'm frantically looking at Daniel Leach going, what happens now, Leachy? What happens now? 7 goals, 10, 52 apiece. Drama, drama, drama in the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Jeez. We'll take a moment. We'll take a moment to compose ourselves. We'll come back with what's effectively a fifth quarter. 5 minutes apiece for you here. Triple M, Rocks Local Footy. Things could not be more dramatic here at Hans Oval right at this exact moment. We have time on. This game is still going. Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final has finished after 4 quarters at 7 goals, 10, 52 apiece. Busselton and HBL, we will now have 5 minutes each way to find out who is going to be the reserves premier. Nigel, this is something you don't see every day.
Oh, incredible. I'm saying off air, Aaron, I've only ever been involved in one draw as a player, but that was incredible. With a 4-goal lead, you thought the game was Busselton's, didn't you? And then all of a sudden, Harvey Brunswick just come out, bang, bang, bang. Busselton only kicked 1 goal in that last quarter, but it's the important one. It keeps their dream alive to win a premiership in the reserves.
Absolutely. So it has certainly already been an afternoon of high drama, set to absolutely increase. Just take a moment, get the heart rate back. And here we go again. So 5 minutes each side to find out who is going to be the premier in this Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. The big men fly again. Bicknell providing that mobile contest in the ruck for HBL at this ball up. Umpire takes it back and we'll go again. Game on. So the big man there in Hutchins winning the tap that time to no clear advantage for a Busselton teammate. And we'll have another ball up.
And these ball ups will suit Busselton as far as their big man goes. Hutchins is a huge man, so his direct opponent in Bicknell shouldn't be able to push him out of the way.
No clear winner that time. It comes out to Chandler, who's been good the longer the game has gone on. Tackling pressure, not bad. Kobe Howe with a little give. Couldn't find a teammate on. Wheeling around there onto the right was Prentice. Kicks to full forward. Steaming out of attack there was Fortescue. And steaming onto the ball and kicking a very quick goal is Cameron Thompson. Just bending one back beautifully for HBL. So that momentum that HBL had up and about in the last quarter has carried on into this time on effort. And HBL now 8 goals, 10-58. Taking on Busselton, 7 goals, 10-52.
Terrific front and square there by Thompson and a great finish as well. So good start for them in overtime.
Good start indeed. Poor Thompson just rove that one beautifully and just snuck that one home. So critical. Obviously, every single goal in this tense time on effort here at Hands Oval. Again, no clear winner of that ruck contest. Bicknell did very well, though, with the follow-up effort and then the spiral to centre-half forward. Hands go up at centre-half forward for HBL. No mark taken, but some good follow-up work there. And Prentice involved again, just providing that extra body. Hasn't he been influential?
Oh, he's been sensational, especially in the last quarter and a half. He's been superb.
The longer the game's gone on, the more involved he's got, playing that key position role, particularly up forward. Quick tap, not bad by Wilson. Went to the advantage of Avery, though. Avery, Busselton need to try and set up here. Ends up in Hutchins' hands. Hutchins' little give went over the head of Tam. Asked a lot of him, and he was quickly intercepted there by not one but 2 HBL players, who in turn had their pocket picked by Cade Keeble down there in defence. So Busselton badly need a goal to try and reset themselves up. Kick up onto the wing, goes in the direction of Gregson. Gregson can't take the mark. 2-on-1 contest. Lions up to scratch here. Kicks into the 50-metre arc. And no mark taken and play on call. Brand Roberts with the footy for Busselton. Sends it back up onto the wing on the far side. Strano's going to be first to the ball, but Kobe House in there trying to have a say in proceedings as well. Overran the ball, but ball bounced up just into his hands, and then it will be, is it high contact or over the line? Looks like it's going to be high contact, going the way of HBL. So they get the chance to rebound and slingshot play back into their forward line. With 3 minutes gone in this critical bit of time on here, obviously 5 minutes each way in this tense contest. HBL now 6 points up and under kick. Big fist came in there from Busselton as they try and gain some valuable territory. A few Lions players down there waiting though, and that is going to end up in the hands of Zach Conroy in defence for Busselton. So they need a goal. Currently 6 points down in this time on encounter. Conroy going back inboard in the Hutchins direction. Takes a good mark. Had to get on the move there, the big fella, and took an easy one on the chest. So this will be a concerted inside 50 entry. Where's Chinnery when you need him? Got not a bad bounce. He's lurking back in the square. Hislop will be first to this ball. Quick shot on goal by Hislop. Points. 5 points the margin.
It's a lot better there by Busselton. Good lead there by Hutchings, but they desperately need a goal here before we go into the second part of overtime. So just to keep themselves into the game, but Harvey Brunswick at the moment just seem to have all the answers.
Absolutely do. Every single set of eyes at Hands Oval is on this contest at the moment. We're in time on here in the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. That kick to centre half back. No clear advantage for HBL. Running onto it. Patterson likes this situation. Sprays that one. Smashes that into the point post. So out of bounds on the full. That effort from Patterson.
He probably should have done better. I've seen him kick the ball a lot better today.
He's a noted goal kicker when we've seen him throughout the year in that sort of passage of play where he's on the run from like 45 metres out. He does like a goal. So
I think it's just the pressure of the situation at the moment.
Fair to say, she's a bit tense. Comes off hands here at half forward for Busselton. Can they set themselves up again? Tell you what, streaming in there to take a very good mark at centre half back. Alex Petropoulos, like that, he just might have hurt himself taking that mark. He's just slow to get to his feet, but done a few good things, Petropoulos. Liked his work. Very nearly the 5 minute mark in this time on encounter. There it is. So we swap ends. We swap ends with 5 points the margin, with tension high.
Well, as much as that goal was handy for Harvey Brunswick, that point was handy as well. If Busselton can get a goal here, then all of a sudden they find themselves back in front of the game. So I just think the ruck duel's interesting, Aaron.
Yep.
Just the way that Harvey Brunswick have mixed that up in the middle there has made a huge difference. So Bicknell got on top there of Hutchings especially. He's a little bit more mobile, so it's all about getting the ball out of the centre and get it down there.
It's an interesting thing to do when you've got Wilson, who's obviously, one of the out-and-out stars of this competition, providing first use to traditionally providing first use to all of his midfielders.
I did notice here they did push Wilson forward in that first part of overtime just to take that big mark and try and stretch Busselton's defence. So we'll see if that will. I think he's come off again now, but he's only got to take one mark and kick a goal and the game's theirs.
Just to throw things around a little bit. So, okay, we go the other way. 5 points the margin. 5 minutes to go. Tension couldn't be any higher here at Hands Oval. In the Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. Been a wonderful game of footy this between Busselton and HBL. Ooh. If this is the precursor to what the main event later in the afternoon is going to be, we're in for a magnificent afternoon of footy. Of course, this is the second of our triple grand final, second of 3 grand finals here on Triple M. Ball contested back in the middle of the ground. No clear winner. Umpire will take it back.
And as much as Harvey Brunswick want to protect this lead, they know another goal will just about seal the game. So they've got to draw a fine line between defence and attack to try and win this premiership.
Tap over the top from Daring was clever. Lions were up to it though. We're onto that one quickly. Ty Denton at the bottom of the pack, of course, as he has been so many times this afternoon. It's been very good. Daring contesting again, tried to hit it to the advantage of Howe. Denton in there doing a power of good work at the coalface again. Went to Shayla. Shayla couldn't get clean footy away. Good tackle there from Jamie Crane. Strong physical body, Jamie Crane. That's a good tackle, just locks things up.
And in the opening minute of this second part of overtime, the ball's still in the middle.
Hasn't gone anywhere. Hasn't gone anywhere. Oh, Ty Denton was almost out. Did he dispose of that ball legally? Umpire let it go. Good tackling, it's fair to say.
The Lions won't be too upset with that, I wouldn't think.
No. They certainly hold the advantage here at the moment. 5 points, the margin. In one of the tensest Resi's grand finals in recent memory. Mid-air hack wasn't bad by Busselton. Didn't really gain any territory, though. This ball now going in the Thompson direction. He's met quickly. HBL fans pretty happy down here on the sidelines. They know that if they can lock this ball in and get another goal with 2 minutes gone in the second half of time on, that this grand final is just about theirs. Danton went with the tap out the back. Jamie Crane read it best. His kick to full forward. Not going to be a mark. Prentice fell over at the critical time. In there was Tam for Busselton. Can't get clear disposal away. And we'll have a ball up 20 metres out from goal. 20 metres out from the HBL goal.
The Lions get a goal here, Aaron. I'm going to call it, mate. I think it's all over, but yeah.
Might not be the most audacious of calls, but I think you'd be right.
I've gone out on a limb there.
Gone out on a limb. No, it's I'll tell you what, mate. It's been a great game of footy. This one has been an absolute ripper. Ball back in play. 20 metres out from goal. Stacks on the mill again. Just keep looking at the clock, thinking how long's left. 2.5 minutes gone in this second half of time on.
And Busselton just need to find a way, don't they? It doesn't matter how it happens.
If they get one out the back, there's an absolute paddock here, and that is how they do like to play their best footy, with a bit of run on. But that's not going to be the case this time. It's Bustlinger tapping the ball back to a HBL teammate who's had a quick pot shot on goal and kicked an absolute beauty from the pocket, if you don't mind. Oh. Whoever that is has come first, second and third in a Stevie J impersonation. That is an absolute cracker. A cracker from the pocket. That could just about be the sealer, and a dagger through the hearts of the Magpies fans here at Hands Oval. That margin now 11 points. Wow. That was a beauty.
In the context of this game, Aaron, that goal was sensational. There's been that many shots from directly in front, but where the game is at the moment, that I think it was Bustlinger that kicked that goal. That was a sensational goal.
Well, I don't know if we've got a goal of the day contender or award winner at this particular match, but let me tell you, that would be winning it hands down here at Hands Oval. Critical clutch goal over the shoulder was a ripper. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Bustlinger again at the fall of the ball. Contesting fiercely for HBL. Got a few teammates now. They've really lifted in this last, well, quarter and a quarter. Quarter, I don't know, what are we calling it? Quarter and time on. They've been very, very good, HBL. After a seesawing contest They were down and out. They were 4 goals down at three-quarter time. This is going to be the most famous of victories at this reserves level of footy. 11 points now the margin. 4 minutes gone in the second half of time on. Couldn't be any tenser. And the football that they've played in the last quarter and a bit has been absolutely outstanding. Like a rolling maul in there at the middle, a rolling scrum. Big pack of players in the centre of the ground and some very happy fans here down here at ground level. HBL fans getting involved now. Big tap over the back there, Derring. Oh, there's the Lions chant from the HBL fans. Jamie Crane kicks it to full forward. Prentice is lurking, not Prentice, Westaway. Westaway, second bite of the cherry, takes a great mark. Wheels around, looking for Fortescue deep in the pocket. Had 2 to beat and is outmarked. But that could just about be enough for HBL in this very, very tense Solar Heart Southwest Reserves Grand Final. You would think that the HBL fans and players are about to be rapturous down here at Hands Oval as Busselton bring the ball out of defence on the half-back line. It's well marked by David Whitehead, and there's the siren! Oh, rapturous scenes if you're an HBL fan. Look at them streaming onto the ground. That's what we like to see. Heartbreak for the Busselton Footy Club, though, who had that one just about all stitched up at three-quarter time. Famous victory for the HBL Footy Club, though, at this reserves level. Wow, what a win. What a win, Nigel.
Oh, sensational. And for all the dominance that Busselton had in the first quarter, and we hate to go back there, they just didn't put the score on the board and probably shouldn't have been in that situation at the end of the game. They should have had a comfortable lead, even though they probably did have a comfortable lead, but within the space of 7 or 8 minutes, Harvey Brunswick had wiped that away and just went on from there. So terrific win, terrific game of footy. As I said, I've never only been involved in one draw in my whole footy career, so that was a sensational game of footy. And it just gives their league side a bit of confidence and upbeat going into the next game.
100%. They've been magnificent, this club, at all levels of footy in 2019.
Well done to the umpires. Stewie. Gotcha. Rory. Gotcha. Josh. Gotcha. Sam. Gotcha. Josh. Yeah? He's up there. Hey, emergency boy. Thank you, Sean. Thanks for the umpires. Before we continue, can I just please ask the crowd to acknowledge the great efforts today from the Busselton Football Club reserves team. Thanks very much. What a great spectacle you guys put on. It gives me great pleasure to Don Punch, MLA, member from Bunbury, who will present the fairest and best in the reserves grand final today. And that goes to Busselton, number 7, Dylan Patterson. Printing, and thanks to A&L Printing for their great support of the South Football League. They print all our budgets, etc., which are fantastic quality. I'd like to call the players up in alphabetical order. Number 15, Latham Anderson. Number 13, Matt Bicknell. Number 2, Ben Busslinger. Number 19, Ryan Chandler. Number 4, Kieran Shell. Number 24, James.
Hey, Kieran.
Number 6, Ethan Forsky.
Em ơi, chị Đen.
Hey, Keegan.
Number 1,
Hey, Keegan. Hey, Jones.
Vô mày, vô mày, vô mày. Đây, vô mày, vô mày, vô mày.
number 20, McCormack.
Hey, Goffy.
Good.
Good.
Number 25, Jordan McCormack.
Yep.
Here, one here. Good job, well done. Well done, done.
Number 29, Ezra Tani.
Yep.
One to them, Rob. Good job.
Number 14,
Yeah, Jordan.
Thomas.
Yep. Better up. Better up.
Brandon Prentice.
Good job.
Yeah, Petro.
Number 12, Corey Shea.
Petro.
Number 8,
Yeah, Braden. Good luck.
Number 11, Chris Strano.
Yep.
Cam Thompson. Number 17, Carl
Hey, Strands. Photo shoot.
Yeah, you are. That's right.
Taylor Wilson.
Good luck.
Yeah, good job, mate.
Carl.
How'd you make that, Kyle?
Oh.
Come on.
Well done, Willow.
And our captain, Shannon Sable.
Yeah, Willow.
Yeah, stop.
Preach.
Yeah, bit lost for words at the moment, but for the Busselton boys, yeah, cracking game. You rolled us 2 weeks ago and you deserved every chance to have a crack at us, and you probably deserved every chance to win it today. So you're well coached, climbed the ladder pretty strong this year. I expect you to be back and firing next year. Sorry, I lost my voice. Cowboys, credit to you. Keep fighting, keep hunting. We're down by probably 4 or 5 goals from 1 point, still to win. It's a superb effort. To the Southwest, we're putting on this great day, and the sponsors, thank you. And yeah, cheers.
Congratulations. And I call forward please from Solar Harp Army to present the Premiership pennant. Our wonderful sponsor, Mr. Lord Hurst from Solar Harp Army. Thanks very much, love. Start there, Lord.
Can we just get you up there for a few photos first?
Thanks very much to Lord and the team at Solar Harp Army. And now for the Smartline Mortgage providers, who've been a long time sponsor of the Southwest Football League. It's great to have once again Mr. Theo Krinos here to present the Premiership Cup. Thanks, Leo.
Come down, boys, come down.
Come here, down here.
There we go. Are we going to get excited, boys?
Yeah, boy!